watching Newshour live from the Sierra Leone Broadcasting Corporation. I am Zubair Hamid. Coming up in this edition, 4 judges take oath of office before President BOUY. Minister of Foreign Affairs and International Cooperation says plans are on the way for the establishment of Foreign Service Academy in the country. In the ongoing commissions of inquiry, Commission Witness Manager, National Youth Farm Project, Mustafa Toure becomes a person of interest. And GUMA Valley Water Company to implement the district metering area and kiosk project in 2 communities in Freetown. All these stories and more lined up in this edition of the news. Stay with us. You're watching Newshour live from the Sierra Leone Broadcasting Corporation. 4 judges have subscribed to the oath of office before President Julius Maada Bio at State House. The 4 judges are Justice Alan B. Holloway, Sengu Mohamed Koroma, Alusain Sani Sisi, and Manga Fana Din Tawarali. Hawamosiri reports.
Sengu Mohamed Din Tawarali.
Do hereby in the name of God, Allah.
Do hereby in the name of Allah.
Swear that I will faithfully and truly
discharge the
duties of the office of Judge of the Supreme Court.
Discharge the duties of the office of Judge of the Supreme Court
of the Republic of Sierra Leone.
Of the Republic of Sierra Leone.
That I will support,
uphold,
and maintain the Constitution of Sierra Leone.
And maintain the Constitution of Sierra Leone.
As by law established.
As by law established.
So help me, Lord Allah.
So help me, Allah.
Presenting the judges during the swearing-in ceremony, Secretary to President Dr. Julius Sandi stated that Section 1352 of the Constitution of Sierra Leone 1991, Act No. 6 of 1991, provides for the appointment of judges of the Superior Court of Judicature by the President by warrant under his hand. Dr. Sandi disclosed that the Constitution of Sierra Leone also provides for the judges of the Superior Court of Judicature, before assuming the functions of their office, to take and subscribe to the oath as set out in the 3rd schedule of the Constitution of Sierra Leone 1991, Act No. 6 of 1991.
On 26 February 2019, and in accordance with the provisions of the Constitution, we please Your Excellency to appoint the following justices as judges of the Supreme Court of the Republic of Sierra Leone. Justice Alan B. Holloway, Justice Sengu Mohamed Koroma, Justice Alusain Sisi, Justice Manga Fana Din Tarawali. Your Excellency, I am pleased to inform you that following Your Excellency's appointment of these judges, Parliament yesterday approved and certified them to be suitable for appointment to the office of Supreme Court of the Republic of Sierra Leone.
During the oath-taking ceremony, Justice Alan B. Holloway thanked President Julius Maada Bio for offering them the privilege to serve in the highest court of their beloved country. He said it was indeed a momentous occasion, as not only were they thrilled to have fulfilled their professional dreams, but also we are more than ever in the position to make the utmost contribution to the development of the country. He assured the President that the magnanimity is not lost upon them and that they will treat their appointment as judges of the Supreme Court with the greatest importance it deserves.
We are fully aware of the fact that if we as judges of the Supreme Court of Sierra Leone fail in this utmost duty, not only would you, His Excellency, be disappointed in us, we would most definitely be a disappointment to every Sierra Leonean and the society at large.
President Julius Maada Bio commended them for accepting the appointment, adding that they should work towards the dispensation of justice as they know the task ahead of them. With the appointment, he said he hoped that they will join him in making the leadership of the new direction successful.
We know the enormity of the task ahead of us all. And when I made a pledge that Sierra Leone will be a better place after this administration, I did so on behalf of many well-meaning Sierra Leoneans like you who have been appointed. So with your appointment, I expect that you will join us. We will keep the independence, of course, as all it should be, but we are all moving in the same direction, which is the new direction to make Sierra Leone the envy of all nations. We can do it. I can't do it alone, and I look up to you to take the leadership. I never hesitated to bash the judiciary. I did so out of respect because I expect so much from you. And with the new direction, with the new Chief Justice and the judges, I want us to be friends while keeping our independence, but friends to make Sierra Leone a better place.
In another development, the Open Society Initiative for West Africa OSIWA executive directors have updated President Julius Maada Bio about the programs and future projects they are planning to implement in the country. Among these programs, according to the country officer Joe Pemagui, are the Sexual and Gender-Based Violence Program and Good Governance. He said the Open Society Initiative for West Africa was established in Sierra Leone in 2009, working with different government institutions, especially the Constitutional Review Commission and civil society organizations in different areas. The country officer, however, disclosed that their focus this year is to collaborate with the National Revenue Authority in promoting revenue generation and accountability, as this is part of their 3 thematic areas.
The other institution that we've been working with is Ministry of Education, but also through UNICEF to help them produce picture books for children, because we believe that the children, as part of the whole free and quality education program, children should also be part of it, called Group of It, especially the early childhood learning opportunity, early childhood development, because we believe that it's always helping to catch them young, to groom them as they grow up. In addition to that, we've been in discussions with the on the Open Government Initiative, under the with Stange's Civic Education Initiative. That's one of the things that we've been working on, and now I think we're about developing the action plan, which we're working on.
Executive Director of OSIWA, Aisha Osori, based in Senegal, Dakar, commended President Julius Maada Bio for the declaration of public emergency on rape and sexual violence. She described such move as a bold step in protecting the future of young girls, especially children. Madam Osori told President Julius Maada Bio that OSIWA is planning to strengthen the open government partnership, affirmative action, and targeting women's empowerment from different levels. She noted that they are in the country purposely to hold their board meeting, which will end with a day's symposium. President Julius Maada Bio commended them for the institution's support to the government, adding that his office is almost 1 year in governance and still trying to design more programs, and his administration needs more support from other agencies. The Rainbow Center presented him figures of abuse cases a few months ago. According to President Bio, it was upon that grounds he immediately declared a public emergency on rape and sexual violence, with life imprisonment for perpetrators who are found guilty.
In terms of the implementation, of course, we now have to do quite a lot to cascade the whole idea down to the house level, not even to town level. That is what we are involved in, the mechanics, the various institutions. You spoke about the legal framework that is being worked out, and the police, of course, forensic labs to be able to really confirm beyond all reasonable doubts where there are deniers, and a few other things. We have no reason to make it retroactive. We are not interested in punishing people who have done it before. We just want it to stop. That's all. We can't afford to, after all the wars, the Ebola and mudslide, that is not an image we want to continue to live with. So we have to really bring it to an end, and that is why even the sentence for that we have made really, really very stiff.
He appealed to Osiwa for more technical support in ending such madness, as women and girls have suffered a lot from sexual and gender-based violence in Sierra Leone. SABC TV News are in Freetown. Hawa Mosiri reporting.
All three counsel representing persons of interest mentioned in testimony on the Road Maintenance Fund Administration issue have continued cross-examining the Deputy Auditor General. The lawyers posed various questions to the witness on issues ranging from the King Jimmy embankment to the Waterloo Township roads. So Ibasamura was in Commission 67.
Selwyn Winston Bell, in his cross-examination with Counsel for Persons of Interest, former Chief Executive Officer and Chairman of the Board of the Road Maintenance Fund Administration, RMFA, inquired whether the $5 million United States dollars approved by the board was a loan or an advance payment for fund beneficiary then, Benton Villa. The witness, Deputy Auditor General Selwyn Winston Bell, told the Commission that in one of the documents presented for audit by the Road Maintenance Fund Administration, the top headline clearly read, Loan. This issue of loan taking, when it came to RMFA Counsel Conte told the witness, can only be taken to Parliament if the loan is to be acquired externally, citing the Public Debt Management Act of 2011. Similarly, Counsel Amadou Koroma and Edward Koroma asked the witness to establish whether the RMFA Act of 2010 does not give the right to RMFA to take out loans. Commissioner Anan Atuguba has temporarily discharged the Deputy Auditor General, who could be called later, should the need arise emanating from some documents the state presented to the group of Counsel of Persons of Interest. Commission 67 resumes on Thursday, March 21st. Soriba Samura, Freetown.
Still on the Commissions of Inquiry, Commission 64, presided over by Commissioner Biobel George Will, Commission Witness, Manager, National Youth Farm Project, Mustafa Toure, was transformed from a person of interest. It follows testimonies by landowners of his involvement in the acquisition of land for the Youth Farm Project at Mashaka and the Koya Chiefdom. Princess Gibson was there.
From witness to person of interest came as a result of testimonies from three landowners on the Youth Farm Project, which has attracted public interest. The three commission witnesses testified that they received over 200 million loans from the 750 million loans allocated for the payment of the said land. According to the witnesses, Mr. Toure told them that government had deducted 3 different taxes from the payment and even requested from the landowners. It is against this background that Commissioner George Will converted the witness to person of interest.
He said a lot about you. When I say a lot, you know, it's really a lot. You know, for a teaser, do you know that out of the 750 million leos, there are people that who brings honey. Do you know that kind of adage? When you are through with all the evidence on this one, and when it is time for people to give me explanation, yes, you will be among them that will explain. So please transfer his name from witness. Thank you. You are released.
Also at Commission 64, Director of Youth Affairs, Ministry of Youth Affairs, Charles Moinina, also told the Commission of Inquiry that he was not involved in the implementation of the project as it was politically controlled. He said project managers did not report to him and that in one occasion he even wrote a letter of complaints against the project managers. Commission witness, former Permanent Secretary, Ministry of Youth Affairs, Mohamed Brahma Dabo, also told the Commission that from the 11 billion loans he requested from the Road Maintenance Fund Administration for the Youth in Drainage Project, only 3 billion was paid. Commission 64 was adjourned to Thursday, 21st March. Princess Gibson, SLBC News.
The Minister of Foreign Affairs and International Cooperation, Dr. Ali Kaba, has said that plans are on the way for the establishment of Foreign Service Academy in the country. Dr. Ali Kaba made this statement during a courtesy call on him by the Belgian ambassador to Sierra Leone. Mariama Suna reports.
The Belgian ambassador to Sierra Leone, Ghana, Liberia and Ivory Coast, Hugh Chantry, informed the Foreign Affairs Minister that he will be leaving Sierra Leone in July. He said that during his tenure, it didn't only strengthen the bilateral ties between the two countries, but also had a very good relationship with Sierra Leoneans. The Belgian ambassador said that he is confident that his successor will continue to work in that same direction, maintaining good multilateral and bilateral ties. He said they are also planning short training course for Sierra Leoneans.
I think we had a good cooperation, and I'm sure it will continue with my successor, who has been actually designated by my minister and by the king actually, and he already got his agreement in Abidjan, where he will be actually placed there. But we are still expecting, I think, the agreement for Sierra Leone for him, but I guess we are still on time.
Responding, Minister of Foreign Affairs and International Cooperation, Dr. Ali Kaba, thanked the Belgian ambassador for their efforts towards development in the country. He applauded them for holding on to the bilateral ties the two countries share, especially in the medium-term national development plan and their support towards the country priorities.
Successor, I actually believe that the Foreign Service Academy will go a long way for us to deepen the bilateral and the multilateral engagements, because then we can develop, the kind of worldview that will guide our work as a responsible state actor in the international system. President BOUY made it very clear from day one that we are going to pursue a robust foreign policy with a focus on a high degree of professionalism, building our capacity here to navigate, the international system. And so training opportunities are going to be very, very vital for that. And so I hope that you can take that message that we need to strengthen the institutional linkage between the two foreign ministries.
Meanwhile, the Belgian ambassador to Sierra Leone, Hugh Chantry, assured the minister that his successor will work in line with the appeal made by him to ensure that the programs in the academy is in line with international standards and practices. SLBC News, Mariama Suma reporting.
The West African Examinations Council WAEC has begun its 67th annual council meeting in Freetown. The opening ceremony was held at the Issa Katko Hall, Wilkinson Road, where heads of national offices of WAEC, past and present, and academics converged. Asmiba was there.
It was a gathering of academics from former chairmen, registrars and heads of national offices of council, among them Professor Jonas Redu-Soya, who served as chairman of WAEC, and Dr. Modupe Telopias, who also served as registrar. These two men are among a list of Sierra Leoneans who had served in two topmost positions of West Africa's premier examination body for schools. Giving an overview of the 2018 exams in WAEC countries, the registrar told delegates that the 2018 exams were leakage-free in all member countries. He acknowledged that examination malpractice is a concern, but assured his audience that WAEC will soon introduce cutting-edge technology to curb the menace. Chairman of WAEC, BABOUCARR BOUY, praised President BOUY for the introduction of the free education. Mr. BOUY expressed concern over the slow revenue flow of WAEC, especially the delay in government's subvention, as WAEC relies mostly on examination fees.
We have followed with keen interest and profound appreciation the unfolding of your various reformative initiatives, particularly in the education sector. I wish to reaffirm to you, Mr. President, WAEC's willingness and readiness at all times to collaborate and actively participate in the successful implementation of the people-oriented educational programs of your administration.
Representing the President, the Chief Minister, Professor David Francis, informed the WAEC members that government prioritizes education and that government will meet all its obligations to WAEC.
Mr. Chairman, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, let me reaffirm our government's commitment to meeting all obligations to WAEC. And I mean all obligations. This is a new direction administration. The majority of the top-ranking ministers are credible academics, so they will not undermine their own credibility by making spurious commitments. We will meet all obligations.
It was a moment to reward those students who had clinched the best results in the 2018 WAS in all the 5 countries. The 2018 best WAS results went to an 18-year-old Nigerian, Arotiba Sanura Peter. Arotiba is pursuing engineering at the University of Ibadan. The 2nd and 3rd positions went to Willimaina Opoku and Sapong Brago Alfea, all from Ghana. Disappointingly, no Sierra Leonean has won the first WAS position for the last 17 years. The last time the country had such a result was in 2001. One of Sierra Leone's illustrious sons, former principal of the Sierra Leone Grammar School, Akiwande Lashite, received the Distinguished Friend of Council Award for 2018. Mr. Lashite was an examiner of WAEC who contributed greatly to the institution. As part of the 2019 meeting, the Council also held its endowment lecture at the British Council. The guest lecturer, Dean of Postgraduate Studies, University of Sierra Leone, Professor Joe Ali, examined the mode of assessment by teachers and lecturers. He dilated on the methods of proper grading by teachers and lecturers and what should be done to improve the grading system in order to make learning easier. As delegates continue their deliberation, this examining body of English West Africa is still struggling to maintain its feet firm on the ground in the wake of the advancement of ICT. This historic city, which was once the Athens of West Africa, has now taken the back seats in the WAEC exams, something the Sierra Leoneans say must change if the country is to claw back its lost glory. For SLBC News, Asmiuba.
The GUMA Valley Water Company is to implement the district metering area and kiosk projects in Freetown. Aberdeen and Kinton communities are 2 piloted communities for implementation with support from the USA Threshold Program to improve and sustain water services delivery in these selected areas. As a prelude, the GUMA Valley Water Company, in a public disclosure, has presented its findings to stakeholders on the environmental, social management and resettlement plans of the project. The disclosure took place at the Brookfield Hotel, Jomo Kenyatta Road. Ibrahim Samuel reports.
The plan was developed to provide environmental and social safeguards for the pilot district metering area and kiosk projects to be piloted in Aberdeen and Kintom communities. The projects are designed to test and implement innovative approaches to improve and sustaining water service delivery. The goal is to help GUMA Valley Water Company build their capacity to sustainable operations. Acting Managing Director of the GUMA Valley Water Company, Mada, will help address the gap in the demand for water supply in the city. He said it will also improve efficiency, quality service, and increase service hours of water supply. Mr. Penge noted that GUMA is transforming itself to a data-driven entity to become more accountable and lauded the Millennium Challenge Corporation for supporting them.
We want to move away from flat rates for water bills to usage, meaning all service connections should be metered. That way, it minimizes confusion, because at the end of the day, some people, they always argue, did I consume this, did I not consume that? And the advantage that gives us as well is it makes people conserve water, so people are not using water for all manner of things because it's available. We also want to pay more attention to water quality issues. Then there are sustainability issues as well. It's not just GUMA sending water to people. As you know, GUMA is self-funded, so we have to pay attention to the commercial aspects of the utility operations.
A representative of the Environment Protection Agency, Emmanuel Durin, said to undertake an environmental and social management plan was a requirement enshrined in the EPA Act. He said one of their core mandates is to protect and sustainable management of the environment in the country. Mr. Durin's environmental and social management plan will spell out the environmental and social impacts of the project and its mitigation. The Research and Development Officer, Engineer Ibrahim Ba, said the survey is in line with the APA law, the MCCU environmental guidelines, and other international standards. He said the survey was done in Kingdom and Aberdeen communities where the project will be piloted. Engineer Ba highlighted the environmental and social impact on the project implementation and the mitigation and resettlement plans.
We all know the health hazard for asbestos pipe. Luckily for us, this project was categorized a very low impact project. As a result, we already requested to do an environmental management and social plan, which is ESMP. And this is the plan we are disclosing now to the public. We've tried as best as possible to identify all the issues, all the risks, all the impacts. And then, of course, through our consultant, ASI, and of course the public, we've come up with mitigations for these risks, for these impacts. Yeah.
At the end of the Water Sector Reform Project Millennium Challenge Coordinating Unit, Office of the Vice President Asumana Suare said GUMA Valley Water Company is one of the targeted entities under the Threshold Program of the Millennium Challenge Corporation of the United States Government. He noted that the District Metro Area Project for Freetown is one of the projects in the Threshold Program. Mr. Suarez said the MCCU has been working with the GUMA Valley Water Company to develop district metro area pilot projects for the past years. Ibrahim Samora, Freetown.
African Tobacco Control Alliance, ATCA, in collaboration with Health for All Coalition Sierra Leone, has expressed concern over the high rate of tobacco consumption in Sierra Leone and the bad influence it has on school-going children. This concern was raised in a press conference held at the Health for All Coalition office at 4th Street. Cynthia Kamal has more.
The briefing focused on ways in which tobacco products should be eradicated in the country, especially in areas where schools are located, as the campaigners believe children and youth are increasingly being targeted by the tobacco industry. Survey shows that among the youth aged 13 to 15, 7.1% currently smoke cigarettes, with 3.7% currently using other tobacco products. Research also shows that 146 points of sale of tobacco products were found around the 20 schools surveyed within Freetown. It was also noted that tobacco products are advertised around schools using billboards, posters and umbrellas, according to the focal point for tobacco control, Edward JUSU.
Research shows that exposure to cigarette advertising and promotion from a young age creates a positive image of the smoker and the desire to smoke. It also encourages young people to continue smoking after initially attempting to quit. When you are in the compound of an watch, the school children can look it clearly. You see that. So they place it there actually to influence the children.
Communication Manager, Africa Tobacco Control Alliance, LEONCE SESSOU, said tobacco is a deadly product which poses a negative impact in any country where it is highly consumed. Adding that the product most time attract children, considering the fact that cigarettes are to be found mostly where other items like biscuits and sweets are sold.
So we want the government, we want our authorities to take action. Since the country has ratified this, then there's a need to adopt a policy to enforce it, to protect our children from the sale, advertising and promotion of cigarettes. For us as civil society and for you also as media, for all of us, it's important that we keep on monitoring the tobacco
companies, we keep on having our eyes on what they are doing as that is targeting our children around the schools.
Communications Officer, World Health Organization, Safia BOUY, stated that in Sierra Leone, survey shows that advertisement and sale of tobacco products increasingly target young people.
Not as you will not be a smoker, but if somebody is smoking around your environment, then that affects you directly. Even children as young as very young children, less than 1 and all, cigarette kills them simply because their parents or guardians or relatives, if they smoke, they consume. The negative impact is not just on the humans, but also on the environment. It affects everyone. So
according to the organizers, tobacco is not just a cigarette, as it encompasses other substances like shisha, snuff, and other powdery substances, which when consumed lead to diseases like prostate cancer, high blood pressure, and male impotency. Banning the sale of tobacco products and all forms of tobacco advertisement, promotions, and sponsorship, and the ban of sale of tobacco products in the vicinity of educational institutions are some of the recommendations made in order to protect children from tobacco usage. Cynthia Kamara, SLBC.
The Sierra Leone National CLUBFOOT Program, National Rehabilitation Center, and the Minister of Health have organized a 3-day training session on medical and counseling of staff of 6 government hospitals. The training focuses on CLUBFOOT treatment, prevention, and control. Mariam Asuma reports.
CLUBFOOT is one of the most common birth deformities. It is also characterized by deformities of both in the forefoot and ankle. Children who are affected by this disease have their feet turned inwards, pointed downwards, and bent in the middle. It is also estimated that 1 out of every 1,000 births has clubfoot. The Posenti method is the recognized method of treating children with these deformities. This refreshers training session is geared towards strengthening the skills of clinicians and counselors to provide quality and effective treatment for disadvantaged children born with this deformity. Representative from the Ministry of Health and Sanitation, Kadiatu Savage, noted out of 783 children treated early this year, 400 have been successful. She said without early treatment, there is limited chance to a successful treatment. Madam Savage said the ministry will give its fullest support to the CLUBFOOT program.
This is a free treatment. If you have your child having CLUBFOOT, bring them to the nearest community center. It's a free treatment. And also, people should not be asking for money, the caregivers. If you ask for money, please, we are advising the families, the parents, the carers. If you are asked to pay any money, reach us, because this is a free treatment program. Nobody has to pay for these programs. That's what we are doing now.
She called on the participants to take the training seriously and as they are to treat children affected like their own children. Ishmael Kebe is the National Coordinator, National Rehabilitation Center. He noted some of the challenges the CLUBFOOT program is faced with.
With regards to the accommodation, that's another challenge that we always have, accommodation. We have patients coming from very remote areas to access treatments in our centers. Some of the constraints that they face here is accommodation.
Ishmael said they should embrace the program as a free healthcare program and called for more support to embark on massive sensitization. One of the participants, Adama Alpha Queen, urged the other participants to treat children affected with the disease as their own. She noted they are to save humanity and life, to eradicate deformity for the good of the country. Another participant, Eunice Atarawali, stated that they aim to see a pain-free foot and pledge to their best to reduce the number of CLUBFOOT patients. Other participants made significant contributions to the session. SLBC News, Mariama Suma reporting.
A non-governmental organization, Doctors with Africa, has launched maternal health and blood donor campaign in 3 hospitals in Sierra Leone. The campaign targets the PCMH in Freetown, the BOUY and Makeni government hospitals. The general public is encouraged to donate a unit of blood to the blood bank for use on women. Soiba Samuel has more.
Global researches show that the main cause of maternal deaths is the lack of blood to transfuse into women during labor. Hence, maternal deaths are linked to hemorrhages and postpartum hemorrhages. In Sierra Leone, there is inadequate blood in the blood banks at maternal referral hospitals like the PCMH in Freetown and many others. According to Frederica Citerio, working with Doctors with Africa, QUAM, this is because people are reluctant to donate blood for use in hospitals because they fear they might run out of blood and collapse.
We are doing the procedure in a perfectly safe way, and also the blood has been screened and tested every time that you donate it before donating to another person. So I think that this message needs to spread a lot and a lot, especially because really donate blood can save a life, literally. So it's needed to spread the message that donating blood is completely safe and also like a life-saving procedure for the community itself.
She said, QUAM with funds from UNFPA is seeking to promote blood campaign and to harness more volunteers to donate blood. Deputy Matron of the PCMH, Irene Sise, applauded Doctors with Africa and the blood campaign while calling on more people to help with the blood bank so there will be enough blood. She commended some of her nurses who volunteered to donate to the blood bank, adding that it shows that nurses can go a mile further in saving life. Rebecca Kainesi and David Newa were among the few volunteers that came up to donate blood. Soriba Samura, SLBC Freetown.
The Minister of Agriculture and Forestry has signed an MOU with the ZHTF Investments Company for corn plantation in the country. The signing ceremony took place in the Ministry of Agriculture U building. Daphne Kema Macaulay witnessed the signing.
Thank you very much.
Addressing the team from the ZHTF Investments Group, the Minister of Agriculture and Forestry, Joseph Danema, said the memorandum of understanding between the ministry and the ZHTF Investments Group, which is a Chinese group, is to achieve food security. He described the agreement as a way to mobilize resources for food self-sufficiency in the country.
Because we have had fruitful discussions about what is to be done, and because we believe as a government, we are, through these interactions, we are able to promote food security to attain food self-sufficiency in the country. Because we believe through this engagement, we can accomplish what His Excellency the President has promulgated in terms of making sure that the people of Sierra Leone have access to employment, the people of Sierra Leone have access to food on a sustainable basis.
Ambassador to China Ernest Dumaina thanks the Chinese group for their cooperation in the development of agriculture in Sierra Leone. He said he will be in the country to ensure that the project starts and on time.
ZHTF is in the business of corn and agro processing.
Okay.
So they want to do corn business and plant corn in a very large scale.
Okay.
You know, we cannot just depend on rice, but other agricultural produce. And so when I contacted them in China, they told me that they're interested in coming. So I pushed them and we worked, we discussed, we collaborated for us to come.
Director of Hong Kong Ji-Tai-Fu International, Panteng, said before they agreed for the implementation of the project, they had seen the potentials of Sierra Leone in agriculture. He said more Chinese want to invest in Sierra Leone to strengthen the relationship between the two countries. The ZHTF Investments Group will be cultivating corn for domestic consumption and exports. For SLBC News, Daphne Kimamacaulay reporting.
And now for some African news. Two teachers have been killed in Burkina Faso after being kidnapped, the Ministry of Education has confirmed. They were kidnapped on the 11th March and buried on Tuesday. The goal of the kidnappers was to scare the teachers into abandoning their post in their region, according to the government source. Both teachers were working in the town of Jibo, where teachers are regularly threatened. Police in Kenya say they have arrested 6 people after seizing fake currency worth more than $20 million from a branch of Barclays Bank in the capital, Nairobi. The fake notes in $100 denominations were recovered from the bank's safe room. Among the 6 arrested were the alleged owner of the box, a fake investor, and 2 bank officials. Zimbabwe says it's struggling to cope with the full impact of Cyclone Idai, which has left thousands of people homeless in the east of the country. The Minister of Defense, Opa Mucholinga, has admitted that the government failed to anticipate the magnitude of the cyclone, which also smashed into Malawi and Mozambique. Medicines were reportedly running out and resources are stretched to breaking point, with which rescuers in a race against time to reach survivors. About 100 people are known to have died in Zimbabwe, while in Mozambique the death toll stands at more than 200. And now for some sports, we join Frances Bernard.
Hello, and for the latest in sports this evening, Sierra Leone national under 19 and under 20 female teams are bracing up for the 2019 International Handball Federation and African Handball Confederation Zone 2 competition. The competition, which will commence on Sunday 21st March to Thursday 4th April in Mauritania. The players are currently training at the Siaka Stevens Stadium. Esther Marisamwa has more.
Handball is a team sport in which 2 teams of 7 players each pass a ball using their hands with the aim of throwing it into the goal of the other team. The Zone 2 Championship comprises youth and junior teams from across Northwest African nations, targeting players within the ages of 18 and 19, while the 2019 IHF Women's Trophy Youth Competitions is designed for players within the ages of 17 and younger. These players have been on intensive training for over 6 months. According to some of them, they are ready to adequately represent the country, but called on the government to support the team.
We are well prepared for this competition because this is the 4th or 5th competition we are embarking on, the IHF Challenge Trophy. So there has been very difficult times for us because when we are traveling, we travel by road. We are well prepared to make our country proud. We are asking for support to the government to help us to make this trip good for us because we always have difficulties.
Acting Secretary General of the Sierra Leone Handball Association, Anabi Yusufu Kamara, said since they got the invitation from IHF, a committee has been set to train the girls, noting that they are expected to leave on the 27th March.
This particular IHF Zone 2 trophy is actually sponsored partly by the International Handball Federation. They only give us transportation, feeding, lodging. It is the host country. But when it comes to per diem, other logistics, it should be the government of Sierra Leone. But I must be honest that for the past years, the government of Sierra Leone has not been giving female handball. Of course, the last time they gave the male handball 30 million.
The IHF will be organizing a coaching course during the IHF Trophy competition, and 4 Sierra Leonean coaches are expected to be part of the training course as part of the continued support for developing handball nations by IHF. Esther Samoa, SLBC.
Well, from handball, we now move over to boxing, where 2 Cuban boxing coaches are currently in the country training boxing coaches across the country on how to train all international and local competitions, where Esther Samoa witnessed one of their training sessions at the CLUBFOOT Stadium.
This Cuban coach is Joel Luis Santana, who is currently the head coach of the training team, and Oslio Blanco, who is a psychological and physical coach, are expected to train these boxers for a year and help prepare them for future competitions. The boxers are being trained on new skills and tactics at the newly refurbished gym, which was supported by the Chief Executive Officer of African Elite Athletes, Bill Beckett. The executive of the Sierra Leone Boxing Association will be staging the President's Boxing Championship in April this year. This, according to some of the boxers, will help them showcase their talent. Head coach:
I learned a lot since this Cuban coach came into this country. First and foremost, they teach us about the physical aspect. Told us that we are up to the level, but we lack physical fitness. So basically, in the morning we did physical training, in the evening we did technical workout.
Well, I learned a lot this free time. Like the physical training is different. Like some of the skills is different. So I learned a lot now.
Of Sierra Leone national boxing team, retired Staff Sergeant Fode Conte said before now they were focused on defense and attack, but now the boxers have been trained with more skills, noting that the technical aspects seemed the same.
My own expectation presently as at now, they have done a lot, because during the time we take these guys for training, so they never turn up fully for their physical fitness training. But the presence of the Cubans, they come in numbers, and now we are taking them with physical fitness training. But for the technical side, it's almost the same.
The training continues with more techniques for more than 9 months. Esther Samoa, SLBC.
Well, from that boxing story, now we move to the latest in the Sierra Leone Premier League, where Eastern Tigers today they lost to Central Parade by 1-0, and Diamond Stars and Old Edwardians played to Diamond Stars defeated Old Edwardians by 2-1, and Drugs and Cambo Eagles played to a 2-2 draw, and Arslaf and Bull Rangers played to a 0-0 draw, also in Freetown. And for the fixtures for tomorrow, we have Freetown City Football Club will play host to Eastern Lions at the SESSOU Stadium. Well, that's all for the latest in sport.
And now for some entertainment news with Kimela Dagua.
In Sierra Leone, musicians are busy composing and releasing albums and music videos. This year alone, a lot of music videos have been premiered on the entertainment news, and the latest one to be premiered are 2 songs, one done by a young guy, Mustafa Dean, with a song called The Industry, and Abacha Babes done by Jambo Dada. What is so special about the song and the video of The Industry is it preaches about the downfall of our music industry. Mustafa Dean came alongside with his friend Usman Bangua, who is also a songwriter, composer and singer, who has the music video alongside Dean to be premiered. Mustafa Dino is known as Coco Master, and Usman Bangura, popularly known as Jambo Dada, have been together in the music industry for a long time. Their passion for music is beyond imagination. Mustafa Dino is half Nigerian, half Sierra Leonean, got his name Coco Master because of his performance on stage. He attended the Untitled Secondary School in BOUY, where he sat for his WAEC. He started his music career when he was in school and joined a musical group called M&P. The group released 2 albums and later separated, and he went solo because of lack of promotion. Usman Bangura Jambo Dada, on the other hand, was born in the northern part of the country, where he did his primary schooling and secondary schooling as well. He started doing cultural dances and said he admires the bongo so much. When he came to Freetown, he continued his career, this time by writing and composing songs. He wrote a lot of songs for Kemedia P and helped her achieve her musical career. The 2 guys decided to team up in a song called Abacha Babes. In this song, they advocate for young, hard-working ladies doing business on Abacha Street. They are at present working on their videos, as they are also looking for a manager to help promote them, as each of them has an album to release. Mustafa Din Coco Master said that the entertainment industry in the country is growing but slowly, and stressed on the habit of bad managers, promoters and DJs and even musicians, as they are causing the slowness of the industry. Because of this, he decided to compose a song called The Industry in order to preach to the people and the government about the negative things happen in the industry.
90% solo music, Mr. President.
In this song, Coco Master believes that when the message is passed to the public, the negativity in the industry will change for the better. Coco Master and Jambo Dada said at the moment they are faced with challenges that are set back in the music industry. They express their willingness to do more to reach the international level only if the government takes entertainment industry seriously.
We dey plead to the DJs, we dey plead to the fans, we dey plead to the government. Something you don't know.
Meanwhile, the veteran singer who was termed as Sierra Leone's country singer, Raymond Sion, popularly known as The Breeze, who released one of his greatest hit songs, Don't Freeze the Breeze, is seriously sick and has been hospitalized in Lebanon since 2017. The Breeze is suffering from lungs and heart failure. He said on the phone from his hospital bed in Lebanon that since he went to Lebanon, he has been taken care of by his sister and some assistance from the Lebanese community here in Sierra Leone. He said now his sister is sick with cancer and can't render any help for him anymore, and the Lebanese community is also keeping distance from him. He called on the general public, the government of Sierra Leone and the Lebanese community to help him in cash or in kind, as there is nothing out there for him.
This is your brother Raymond, The Breeze. I've been at the Rafik Hariri University Hospital for the past 37 days today. Rather unfortunately, improvement not to that extent. Now I suffer from heart problem, lungs and COPD, but unfortunately this situation we're in now, we need some financial help. I call upon my sisters and brothers in Sierra Leone, including the Lebanese community, for let them not cut me off in this situation that they in right now, for let them keep continuing for help me. I want to thank them and may God bless them for all the help they did for me and they are doing for me, but I'm going to need more financial help. My sister that is helping me now has got cancer and has been operated for cancer. She cannot help me anymore. So I'm all alone here. The best help can help me to get out of my situation. God bless you all. Thank you.
To end the news, the main points. 4 judges have taken oath of office before President BOUY. Minister of Foreign Affairs and International Cooperation, Dr. Ali Kabar, has said plans are on the way for the establishment of Foreign Service Academy in the country. In the ongoing commissions of inquiry, Commission Witness Manager, National Youth Fund Project, Mustafa Toure, is now a person of interest, and GUMA Valley Water Company is to implement a district metering area and kiosk project in 2 communities in Freetown. That's all in this edition of the news. I'm Zulatu Hamid. Thanks for watching. Good night.